Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to keep going with our iPet Go-To theory here, which seems to be confirming itself as the chaos begins here in 2025. So let's buckle up. I'm going to go through a few things. Hopefully it's not really too much new news, but just confirmations, and I just wanted to get a video out because everything just seems to be lining up perfectly. So our 1,028 days left from this protest back in 2022. That time is coming up for March 27th, which is lining up just perfectly with all of these Trump wars, the Trump chaos, global instability, prepping everyone for either, World War III, market collapse. I think it's going to be both of those. We have the new Giza pyramid news that just popped out. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Why is it being pushed so hard through all the conspiracy channels? Like, everybody's talking about it, so I have a theory on that. Apophis 2029, the asteroid. So final scene in iPet Go-To. We'll talk about that. And then just touch on the Millennial Reign of Christ theory and how that kind of ties in with all of this. So our theory, again, the channel, each one of these heads is a different calendar or Chinese lunar year. And the film, after she drops the apple here, is the actual playing out of 2023, 24, out to 2029, and the big kind of final finale. So Heliophan, the theory was that he's using these Chinese New Years so he can use imagery to show the passing of time through the movie. Each time we see one of these human spirit characters, my theory was that it's kind of the cutscene so that we can easily understand when the film transitions from one calendar Chinese lunar year into the next. So where are we at? This was our timeline, right? That we showed in the last couple videos. So March 13th, we had the big blood moon that was over America. Kind of the, it was over Canada, the whole western side of the world. And now we have Trump screaming through the TV at everybody. Everybody's exhausted. We have the new moon coming March 28th, 29th. Lining up with this 1,028 days left that is expiring on March 27th. And then obviously our next scene in iPet Go-To is the big event with the things going through is the child's eyes, the war declared, and the market collapse. And then this theory I predicted turns into some global war, attack on Turkey, around May timeframe, and war in the Islamic world all the way until, kind of the end of the year. So again, we're using the star map. So iPet Go-To is actually using like imagery throughout to talk about new moons, eclipses, that sort of thing. So you can go see my previous video, but this one is basically lining up for the new moon that's happening on March 28th, 29th, where we have it in between Pisces, the constellation Pisces, which would be these two needles, and then we have all the different kind of planets displayed here, the black moon, or the black puddle here being the new moon, and obviously the snake signifying that we're in the year of the snake, right, which is the Chinese lunar year for 2025. So again, this is lining up perfect. This, scene that not many people talk about anymore, but that woman who protested and said we only have 1,028 days left back on June 3rd, 2022 at the French Open. And that time is coming for March 27th, which is in less than a week. So I think it's all lining up, and buckle up. I had this back a few videos ago, but this character here for 2025, it's Trump sitting there with his arms crossed, right? That's his, they even gave him, it's known for this as the Roman shield pose, so he does it all the time, and he's in charge for the chaos to begin and the stock market to come from its highs in 2025 to crash into 2026. So what is going on with all of this? I think it's the breaking of the globalism, right, paradigm, where that was, globalism's great, all this sort of stuff, to create the excuse for the next planned steps. Global trade tariffs, stirring division between typically friendly countries. I mean, I live in Canada. And already now there's propaganda going through Canada like, oh, we hate the US, when it's just like, we get everything from them. There's no reason to have any sort of competition or war. It's just insane. So it makes no sense. Global economic situation is already at a stressed level. And all of these tariffs are apparently going to start taking place in like April 1st. And people around here, like, you know, with mortgages and the price of living and everything, I mean, we're already at debt levels that are being pushed. And if everything goes up even by 10% in prices, you know, we'll have to start defaulting on homes and all of this massive thing to basically push an excuse for a market meltdown. So back in 2020 with, you know, See the V, it provided, I think, the elites kind of the playbook of what an outcome of a major market reset looks like and how to do it, to consolidate wealth, buy people's assets, right? You had BlackRock, Vanguard, all of these things buying up single-family homes back when people couldn't afford them anymore and had to sell them just to make, you know, just to have enough money to eat. So I think that this is the next push to basically, you know, turn people into a subscription fee to live. So another market crash, steal a bunch of wealth, buy up the homes, and instead of you just paying a fee to watch Netflix each month, well, it's going to basically, they're turning it into like a subscription fee to live. The reason for this, I think, is dependency, right? So you can't go to war with somebody who has complete control over your life, or you're risking death or suffering. So if they get everybody dependent on, you know, the system, well, you're less likely to revolt, you're less likely to, you know, completely put up a war against the elites, your country, because if you do, well, you might not get your eggs or your heat. They can just turn it off because you no longer own anything. It's just a subscription. My opinion, please, like, I would say get out of the markets. It's all testing to where the big guys are liquidating all their assets, like, you know, Berkshire Hathaway, all these guys. They know something's coming. And I think that they're just getting ready to buy up everything that comes out of this. So, like I said, the elites need to keep people from revolting, so I think the media is going to be used to get people angry. With this trade thing, they're making people angry at, like I said, the other country, instead of actually looking up at the leaders who are doing this all on purpose. And I think See the V helped them learn what the push limits of people are, so kind of like what they will endure until they do get a revolt. So I think the See the V thing was a a nicely planned thing to really get their AI systems to understand human simulations and what limits they can push on us with an outcome that they're wanting, right? So another possibility, the market collapse could be an excuse for a cyber attack, right, on the US, or a cyber attack globally. And this makes everybody go to war with, you know, a certain country, possibly Turkey, you know, this like, it's this, they need an excuse for the collapse. Cyber attack would also be pushed in the media as it's not our fault, we're being attacked, so we need to go back to war. They'll start the industrial military complex back up to start building the war machine to then make an excuse for why they're going to bring the market back online, right? So my theory is that the attack in Turkey is going to happen kind of at the end of May. I've shown this in previous videos with the star map theory. So this scene here, right, with the golden horn, right, it's on the horn, the mosque on the horn, the golden region. This is actually an area in Turkey called the Golden Horn region. This, you know, geographical location. So I know I'm kind of throwing a whole bunch of stuff out, but I think this market meltdown is then going to push the situation into where then they'll have an excuse for war, and then the war will then play out. Now, I want to get into this. This is really funny. The Giza pyramid news. Out of nowhere, the entire conspiracy world is gripped by this new pyramid news. Just feels like we're being played again. So why all the focus on the pyramids? Well, at the end of IPEC 02, we all know the scene with the pyramids. the asteroid coming down and, well, whatever's coming out of the sky and breaking it. So I think they're just planting seeds in people's heads to then focus now on the pyramids to prep everyone for the scene. Like, just, you know, sowing those seeds in people's heads for what they should be paying attention to. Now, this Apophis 2029, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's this asteroid that's coming. It's, you know, less than a 2.3% chance of hitting us, but closest approach is going to be April 13th, Friday the 13th in 2029. Kind of aligns up with iPet 2 in terms of what we said about the amount of years that the actual movie is about. So, you know, the last head here is 2029 with a bit of an impact in his head. It's strange. So I think, again, they're starting to prep us for some sort of asteroid explosion or something, like something to hit the Earth. I don't really personally believe in asteroids. But the SpaceX explosion's looking awfully similar, right? We've seen this over the sky. They're like, it's like they're prepping people for what's going to happen, right? Sowing the seeds. And they've already got a new movie planned, release date December 30th, 2025. And this is what it looks like. Just insane. Like, come on, go out with a bang, right? So let's jump into just this Millennial Reign of Christ theory. If you want to go and actually follow up on this, there's a channel called Understanding Conspiracy. It really does a great job covering this. It's the idea that we've already had Christ return and reign for his 1,000 years. Okay, the Middle Ages or Dark Ages was actually the Enlightenment age where Christ was reigning. He built up all the Tartaria, right? All the incredible architecture, global canals, aqueducts, star forts, art. Then Satan's released. This is like Revelations chapter 20. And the theory is that we are actually living in this little season where Satan will be released from his prison and he'll go out to deceive the nations and gather them for battle so that they can make war with Christ's camp of saints that comes back, okay, to actually put Satan back in forever. So are we seeing what looks like the book of Revelations play out, the seals, etc., right? I've even talked about that on my channel. Here is my take. The elites or Satan are intentionally playing out this book of Revelations, right? Like the seals, etc., to keep people from realizing we're living in this season, right? Like they're playing out you know, the mark of the beast, all of these terms that are pre-revelations, pre-rapture sort of events. Okay, they're pushing this out on purpose. This is to make people still think that Jesus is still coming back for rapture, right? That we're not living in the little season, but we're actually waiting for him to come back for the first time. So when this iPet 2 character, this guy comes on the scene, people think it's the return of Jesus, when in fact it's just the opposite. And it's very strange, this scene, in this final scene, right, where we have the sun, or what looks like the sun, but it's shooting out asteroids or some sort of thing out of the thing to hit the pyramids. Okay, is this light in the scene not actually the sun, but could this possibly be the kingdom of Jesus Christ or the camp of saints coming back to make war with Satan, right? Will they make Apophis, the asteroid, look like a threat to Earth and encourage people to ask the elites to make war with this asteroid, essentially attacking it, which would be fulfilling chapter 20, which is where Satan goes and attacks, you know, gathers the world to attack this camp of saints that's coming back. So chapter 20, Revelation chapter 20, verse 9, they marched across the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of God's people, the city he loves, which is this sun. But fire came down from heaven and devoured them. So all of this is just fire. We've got the asteroid, hitting the pyramid. So take it as you will, guys. I hope these videos are interesting. It's fun to watch this all playing out, honestly. And feel free to comment. Sorry if it's a little all over the place, but this is where we are. Just buckle up, guys. Love you all. Have a good day.